Hi, I'm Dr. Jennifer Schmidt, one of the founding team members of Foods Cubed at the University of Minnesota's Institute on the Environment. I'm going to tell you about Foods Cubed, a model we developed that estimates the environmental impacts of agricultural supply chains and helps partners see the big picture while strategically targeting the most impactful interventions. Foods Cubed stands for Food System Supply Chain Sustainability. While we refer to Foods Cubed as a model, in actuality, Foods Cubed is a mix of existing data sets, estimated data, and models that enable us to build out U.S. county-level supply chains and estimate their environmental impacts. This platform allows us to help organizations improve sustainability across the value chain. Using publicly available data for the United States, Foods Cubed runs at the county level, connecting supply and demand with a least cost optimization approach, based on barrier estimates of how difficult it is to move from one county to another, using rail, barge, or road transportation. We start with commodity crops, using existing data to determine county-level supply, then estimate all the demand for those crops, including specific livestock and poultry feed demand, as well as relevant processing demand from ethanol production, soy crushers, and wheat mills. We then turn our attention to livestock and poultry supply, which we also determine at the county level using existing data. We then model demand for the meat and dairy products at primary processing facilities. We connect the supply and demand data with our least cost optimization model, producing outputs like this. Here in yellow, we see county corn production that supplies hog farms, located at the other end of the gray lines. These hogs then move to primary processing locations at the end of the pink lines, thereby creating estimated supply links from feed to animal to primary processing. Public data tells us the company owner of each processing facility, and thus we are able to delineate these supply chains by industry, for particular processing companies, or for individual facilities. We are also able to extend these modeled supply chains to consumer-facing companies through partnerships and company-specific data. The supply chains modeled by Foods Cubed help organizations see the big picture, while strategically targeting the most impactful sustainability interventions. Key to sustainability interventions is understanding the environmental impacts embedded in agricultural supply chains. Without knowing upstream sourcing, environmental impacts are typically modeled using average estimates built at the country, regional, or state level. Through Foods Cubed, we use county-specific information to improve these estimates, which is especially important given the wide variety of production methods and inputs for both crops and animals across the United States. We have created county-level, life-cycle greenhouse gas impact factors for crops, livestock, and poultry that take into account county-specific production differences, which we then multiply by county production totals. Because we have tied these environmental impacts to the county level, we can also tie them to our supply chain model, connecting greenhouse gas impacts to particular industries, companies, or facilities. Here we see the greenhouse gas emissions embedded in the corn feed going to U.S. hog production. And here are the emissions for one particular U.S. hog company. A key component of estimating greenhouse gas emissions is considering land conversion from a natural state to crop production. We have incorporated estimates of land conversion into our greenhouse gas emission estimates. In addition to greenhouse gas impacts, we also estimate crop irrigation at the county level so that we can estimate total water use. We have also overlaid this water use map with county estimates of water scarcity to better understand the water use risk facing different supply chains. We have asked questions such as what would be the environmental impact of using processed food waste as an ingredient in hog diets. We have estimated the greenhouse gas reduction potential for over 40 emission reduction practices in the U.S. beef supply chain. We have explored the supply shed and associated greenhouse gas impacts embedded in the U.S. export of soy. Using the Foods Cubed platform to answer these and many other questions provides data and insights that empower organizations to improve the sustainability of their supply chains.